Welcome back. Today we are exploring the neurobiological frontier of human performance, the recalibration of the dopaminergic system. Often colloquially termed a dopamine detox, what we are actually discussing is the systemic upregulation of your D2 and D3 receptors and the restoration of your tonic, or baseline, dopamine levels. In our current hyper-mediated environment, we are subjected to what evolutionary biologists call supernormal stimuli. Your brain is currently running on software designed for the Pleistocene, but it is being bombarded by 21st century neurochemical triggers, infinite scroll algorithms, hyper-palatable processed sugars, and high-velocity digital pornography. This creates a state of chronic dopaminergic flooding, which leads to a compensatory downregulation of receptors. In simpler terms, when you overstimulate the system, your brain protects itself by turning down the volume. This results in anhedonia, a lack of motivation, and a crushing inability to engage in deep work or high-effort tasks. The goal of this protocol is not to eliminate dopamine. That would be lethal, as dopamine is the primary driver of pursuit and movement. Rather, the goal is to shift your reward-to-effort ratio. We want to move you away from cheap dopamine, those high-peak, low-effort rewards, and back toward hard dopamine, where the reward is intrinsically tied to the friction of the effort itself. Phase 1. The 24-hour hard reset. We begin with a total sensory fast. For 24 hours, you will remove all exogenous, high-amplitude dopaminergic triggers. This means no smartphones, no laptop, no caffeine, no nicotine, no ultra-processed foods, and no music. This is not a vacation, it is a neurological intervention. During this period, you will experience what we call post-stimulatory withdrawal. Your brain will scream for a hit of novelty. You will feel an intense urge to check a notification that doesn't exist. This friction is precisely where the work happens. When you sit in the boredom, you are forcing your mesolimbic pathway to resensitize. You are allowing the pleasure-pain balance, a concept famously detailed by Dr. Anna Lembke, to level out. Every time you resist the urge to reach for a device, you are strengthening the top-down control of your prefrontal cortex over your impulsive striatum. During this 24-hour reset, your only allowed activities are journaling with pen and paper, light stretching, and walking in nature without headphones. This lowers the noise floor of your nervous system. Phase 2. The morning protocol, the tonic baseline. Once the reset is complete, we move into the maintenance phase. To master dopamine, you must master your morning. Dopamine follows a circadian rhythm. To optimize this, you must view high-intensity sunlight within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. This triggers the timed release of cortisol and sets a timer for melatonin, but more importantly, it increases the expression of dopamine receptors. Next, we leverage deliberate cold exposure. Immersing yourself in 45 to 55 degree Fahrenheit water for 2 to 3 minutes has been shown to increase blood dopamine concentrations by 250%. Unlike the spike and crash of nicotine or sugar, cold-induced dopamine rises slowly and stays elevated for hours. This is your biological edge. It provides a steady, sustained platform of alertness and drive without the subsequent trough. Third, you must delay your first caffeine intake by 90 to 120 minutes. Caffeine acts as a force multiplier for dopamine, but if you ingest it too early, you crash your adenosine system, leading to a mid-afternoon slump that sends you reaching for cheap digital hits to stay awake. Phase 3. The deep work architecture. To maintain a high-performance dopaminergic state, you must implement monastic blocks. These are 90-minute bouts of focused cognitive effort. During these blocks, your phone is in another room. No exceptions. The science here is clear. Every time you micro-switch your attention to check a text or an email, you are engaging in variable ratio reinforcement. This is the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. It fractures your focus and creates a dopamine loop that leaves you exhausted but unproductive. Instead, lean into the friction. The first 15 to 20 minutes of any difficult task are marked by limbic friction. Your brain wants to quit. If you push through this through sheer autonomic control, you trigger the release of norepinephrine and eventually dopamine, entering a state of flow. In flow, the effort becomes the reward. This is the hallmark of the high performer, the ability to find pleasure in the pursuit, not just the finish line. Phase 4. Nutrient and tool-based support. While behavior is the primary lever, we can use targeted pharmacology to support the recalibration. Supplementation with L-tyrosine, the precursor to dopamine, can be effective, though I recommend getting it through site.